Hey everyone, thanks for joining Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and today I'm looking at a brand new game coming to Kickstarter called Bat Cup Extreme. This is the first standalone expansion to Bat Cup, and is designed by the same designers as the original game, but is being published this time by Polar Bear. This is a 2 to 6 player game that takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour and a half to play, and is a competitive Mario Kart style game where the players are going to be racing around the track, pulling off all kinds of different maneuvers, trying to damage the other players by popping their tires and punching them and throwing them into pits and all kinds of other zany things, all in the hope that they're going to cross the finish line first. In this video, I'll be playing through the first, middle, and end few rounds to show you how the game plays and progresses to help you decide whether or not this is one you want to back on Kickstarter. If you're just interested in checking out the main features, I'll have a link up in the top corner to my overview video where I take a look at the main features of the game and show you a sample round. As always, all the materials you see in these videos are prototype materials and are subject to change and will look a lot better in the final production copy. And if you enjoy these videos, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we can continue to grow and produce this content. So let's go ahead and head to the table and we'll see how this one plays. The last thing I want to mention before getting into the video is that all the materials you see here are prototype materials and are subject to change. It will look a lot better in the final production copy. With that being said, let's get into the race. So we have our 4 characters that I have set up for this game, and right now our weather is a little rough with some rain and nastiness, but this is a magical world and the weather changes all the time. So we're going to see what happens as our players progress. The weather might get better or it might even get worse. So we're going to have to see how things go. So from there, let's move into it. So at the beginning of each round, our players are going to be able to repair 1 slime if they're covered in slime in any spots. Right now, we're okay. This is the beginning of the race. And then our players are going to choose, they're going to draw 3 cards and choose 1 card out of that to be their card for the round. And this card is going to, first off, tell how many points of movement they have, and then a attack or protection that they can potentially get. The first player to go is going to be Purple, as she is in the lead right now, so she's going to go ahead and draw 3 cards, and this is normally done simultaneously. And in later rounds, I am going to do jump cuts where I will skip ahead to the action and not have to worry about this, as this does take a little bit of time to figure out which card is the best card for each player. So as I was saying, each card is going to list your movement for the round based on the number of wheels you currently have, which all of our players have all their wheels currently. Then it's also going to show a number of different weapons that you can use, or it will have shields on it as well to protect you, so depending upon if you want to play offensively or defensively. So with my player this round, she is going to try to keep that lead. She's got a 8 movement, so that's really going to get her ahead, and we'll see what happens with that. So each player is going to choose a card and place it face down and discard the other 2. Over to Orange to go next for my selection. Orange, I think I'm going to go with a little bit of protection here, and that's some pretty good movement there, so I'm going to do that one. On to Yellow. 1, 2, and 3. So yellow, I think I'm going to go with this one here. It gives me a good amount of movement and some weapons to use. So we'll see what we can do with that. And then finally the green Goblin. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve. So with the Goblin, I think I am going to go with this one. It also gives me a transportation potion that I can switch places with somebody else. That might be come in handy to get ahead, and we'll see what happens. All right, so from here, our players are going to start off. Our purple player will reveal his card first, and then he can start his movement. He can also interrupt that to do his attack at any point in time. So as he's right next to players right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will do the water gun to blast the poor little wolf next to me and see if I can do some damage. So the wolf will reveal his card showing that he's got some shields, but the water cannon does 2 points of damage, so it is going to penetrate that shield and do a damage to his side panel. And then because that attack was successful, my player is also going to get a crystal that he will be able to spend later on to upgrade and fix his wheels and repairs and all that kind of stuff if he needs it. So that was his attack, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my movement. So 1, 2, and then anytime I move diagonally, it's going to cost me 2 points. So that's 4, 5, And then I'm going to enter into the pipeline to do a trick or some fancy thing. I have to make sure my feet are in the right positions. And so I have my foot in the red spot, and this thing is red as well. So I'm good there. So that'll be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can choose where to exit. So I'm going to exit close to the inside here, 7 and 8. Now I can also choose to spend some of my nitro if I want to move further, but I think I'm going to save that for later. Right now it's a little early to be spending that. So then this will be discarded and his turn or her turn is over. So then we'll move on to the next player, who is Orange, and Orange already revealed the card. He does not have any attacks to do at this point. He still has his shields up though, and he has a maximum movement of 6. So with Orange, he's going to go ahead and move 1, 2, 3, 4. He also has his foot on the red side, so he's good. 5, and I think I'm going to go here for 6. And that will finish off his turn. Then it is over to Yellow to reveal. Let's see what Yellow's got. Mr. BMX. And it's a movement of 6, and we have some different options as well, so we'll see what we can do there. So with that one, I am going to, I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, and I do have my foot in the red spot, so I'm able to do that. And then I am going to move forward into this position, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my slap hand to smack Purple there and do a damage to the back end of Purple. So Purple will have to take a damage on that, and then I will get a crystal for damaging Purple with that one, and that'll be the end of Yellow's turn. So then it's finally over to Green to go. So what does our Green Goblin have? He's also has a movement of 6, and he does have that switch, so we'll see what happens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do have the red, so I'm good there. And I am going to move out of there in between these guys for 6. And then I have a couple of options, so I'm going to go ahead and do a punch. And I know Orange has got his shields up, so I'm going to go ahead and punch Yellow there. And so I'm going to damage Yellow's side, which will be this side, right? Yes, that'll be that side. And then I also get a crystal for doing some damage to her. So then this will be discarded. And at this point, then again, that is the end of the round, so my players are going to have to re-choose all their cards. Now, we are coming into a curve here, so the weather is going to impact how that works. And so our players are going to have to kind of plan that out, as each curve is going to have a G-force rating based on the weather conditions. So if they play a card that has a higher rating than that, they could slide out and cause some problems for them, trip them up. So they got to be careful with that, and that's where our braking is going to come into play as well, or being able to have those soft tires to give them a little bit better grip. All right, so starting off with Purple, let's see how this works. So with Purple, she's going to reveal, and she played another strong card and some shields to protect her along her journey as she's trying to stay in the lead. So first off, she's going to move 7 spaces, and so she's going to move 1, 2, and as soon as she enters the curve, she's going to have to check on her G-force based on the weather that's out there. So right now she's at a 7 versus a 7, so she's okay, but if she would have been higher than that, she'd have to use brake or she's going to fall over. So she is good there, and she does have some soft tires, which reduces her card by 1 as well. So she actually had a 6, so she was plenty good on that. So then 3, 4, 5. And anytime a player moves on to the checkpoint, first off, they're going to receive a crystal. Second, they can do 1 repair on any one of their 8 zones. It costs 2 crystals to repair one of the body parts and 1 crystal repair tires. So I am going to repair that back end there and discard those crystals. And then anytime the leader crosses a checkpoint, they're also going to change the weather. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle up the weather cards and see what weather condition is going to come up now. And it's snow, so it's going to get even worse. It went from rain to snow. So first off, we take all of these points off. So this might be bad with that next curve, as she played a really high card on there. And then we have the snow one. So these are going to be shuffled up and then placed out. So we have a 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, and 5. Okay. And then we'll move that marker down as well. So that's going to change things up for the other players. And then she can continue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So her rating is a 6 right now. So she is going to have to spend a break in order to reduce that enough to enter that curve. All right, so at this point, then her turn is over and we're on to the next player, which is going to be yellow, as she is in the closest spot there. So with yellow went real big. She has 8 movement, but she does have soft tires, so that is going to drop it by 1 point. So she's at a 7. She's going to have to spend some breaks to slow down a little bit though. So with that, first off, she is going to move ahead 1 space, and then she's going to go ahead and throw slime back onto the Goblin. So the Goblin is going to take some slime on that front tire of his. And then we're going to go ahead and continue moving. So that was 2, 3, and then she's going to have to spend, she does have soft tires, it brings her down to a 7, but she's going to drop 2 more break so that she doesn't outdo herself there. So that's going to reduce her overall movement to 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. She does get another crystal for sliming the Goblin, and she's going to go ahead and spend those as well for that repair, but she also does get another one for entering that checkpoint. So she'll have 1 coming out of there with that. That will finish off her turn. So then we are on to the Goblin next. So let's see what he's got. He's got a movement of 7, and he has hard tires, so he is definitely not going to be able to benefit from the tires. So he's going to have to spend some break as well. He's moving 7, and he is going to first off use the punch to punch our poor wolf here again. Did the wolf play shields? He did not. So the wolf is going to take damage again on that side. So that'll pop one of his tires then. So we'll take one of the front tires from him, and then our Goblin's going to gain another token. From there, then he's going to move. So 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to have to spend 2 break to slow down a little bit. 4 and 5 to finish it off. So he didn't quite make it to the repair station. And then finally, we are going to have our wolf go. So with him, he played it slow. He's only moving 5. So he's going to go ahead and move. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He's good there. And then he's going to spend his teleport potion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to switch places, going into first with purple. All right. So at this point, I'm going to take a couple of turns off camera, and we'll be back to see how our players are doing a little bit. All right, so after a few rounds, our BMX character has been pedaling her heart out trying to get ahead, and she's got a good lead right now, but that can go quick. And our weather continues to be bad. It switched back to rain, so we must have gotten a little bit of a warm front in there. So from here, we're ready to move back into it, and the beginning of our turn, again, our players are going to make sure that their feet are in the right positions. So with the purple and green and orange, they're all switching over to blue. And orange to blue, and yellow is going to switch over to green as she's got a green ramp coming up. From there, then it is on to our players again. And yellow is the first one to go again. So she has a movement of 6. So let's see what she wants to do here. I don't want to approach too hard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would go into there. I do have a spray I could use to change it, but I would kind of like to throw my other players off to try to cover them. So I think I'll just do a maneuver to get that extra point off. Okay, so what she's going to do, she's going to spray this first. She's going to change that over to, let's change it to red. So we'll just trade those tokens out. And so that is her action. And then she's going to go ahead and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she is good on that. And she's going to exit out of that into that turn. The turn is a 6 and her rating is a 6. So she is good there. On to orange. So orange is in a little bit of trouble here. He's got a red one now and his foot is on blue. So let's see what he can do. Oh, he's got a movement of 8. So he's going to try to move forward here. And so first off, he's going to move 2. He can do a repair and he gets a crystal. So he's going to spend 2 of those to do a repair on that damage. And then he's going to move 3, 4, 5. Then he's going to use his spray to change that back to blue so he doesn't crash here. So then 6, 7, 8. Orange is catching. If he wouldn't have used that spray, though, he would have been pretty close. He might have been able to finagle using that potion as well. So that could have been really big. And I think he's going to try to close a little bit more ground. He'll spend 2 boosts to get up even closer. So he's in a good position for next turn. All right, and that ends the end of orange. So we're on to green next. So what is our goblin doing? He's moving fast too. At 8. So let's see. I will go ahead and move. So 1, 2. I'm going to have to spend that last break to make it around that curve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll spend 1 more to make it into here for 8. And then I will gain a crystal. And I will spend 2 crystals to repair that damage on that side for him. All right, that finishes off the goblin. So the last person to go is purple here. So with purple, she has got a movement of 5. So let's see what she can do here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's not quite close enough to the goblin to make that happen. 4, 5, and 6. She's going to spend 3 more to move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just enough for that swipe. So we'll do that. And that puts her in 3rd place. And she gets a crystal for going into the repair, and she doesn't have anything to spend it on right now, so that will finish that off. All right, then it's back into the next round. Nobody is slimed at this point. For yellow, she is going to shift over to red. For orange, he is going to move into green positioning. Purple is in blue, so she's good. And green was ready for blue, but now he's a little bit farther back there. All right, so back into our players. First off with yellow, she is going to reveal and see what we have here. And it's a 4, moving pretty slow, but she has that spray can again, so she is going to use that to change this over to, let's go blue. And we'll see what happens with orange, if he was prepared for that or not. And then she's got 4 movement points. So she's going to move 1, 2, 3, and 4. And she has no more boosts to do anything with, so she is going to stop there. All right, over to orange. Let's see what happens with orange. And he does not have spray, so he is going to move in. And because he had his footing in the wrong position, he is going to fall over and lose the rest of his movement. So he is stuck there. So that'll end his turn. Over to purple. Let's see what purple can do. Can purple gain some ground here? So we have a movement of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then she's going to use the spray to change that over. And let's go green. See if she can throw that goblin as well. And then finally we're over to the green goblin. Can he get back in this? So he is also moving 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. He doesn't have anything to, well, he could spend 1 to fix that tire, but I think he's going to hold on to those crystals, and he doesn't have anything else at the moment to do with that attack, as everything is too far out of range. So that will end his turn. So at this point, I'm going to take a few more turns off camera, and we'll be back to see how our players are doing. Moving back into the race, yellow is still in the lead, but our players are closing in on her, and she is desperately trying to keep ahead. She has entered the second lap of the race, so she just needs to clear this and make it past that finish line, and she is going to win, but she has got a lot of track ahead of her still. Our players are moving back in. The weather is clearing up a little bit. We have it being cloudy right now. There was a little bit of sun earlier, and our player was able to really take advantage of that with the goblin. He played his movement card to get ahead of a couple of the people as he was behind before. So moving back into it, yellow, let's see if she can keep this lead. So she played a 6, and she's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. She's good on the curve. 5 and 6, and she is going to spend a boost to move ahead into that repair lane, gaining a crystal. The reason why she wanted to do that is because she knew that there was probably going to be a boost that was going to be played, the turbo. So she's hoping for some worse weather. So we'll see if the storms move back in or if the weather stays the same or gets better. And here we go. It is sun. Oh, that hurts. So the sun comes back out. And she was hoping for worse weather to slow down that turbo a little bit, but no luck there. So again, these get moved. 7, 8, 6, 8, and an 8. All right, that is it for her turn. So over to orange. And orange did play that turbo. Now he gets to move 12 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, he gets his repair. And I don't think I'm going to spend any repair. So 4, 5. Then he is going to spend these to get some boosts. Fill that up. Well, let's do 1 break just to be careful. So that was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So he's closing in. He's only a few spaces away. Is he going to get it done? All right, over to green next. So let's see what the goblin's got. He's moving 7, so he's trying to catch up as well. He's got his shields up. And so that's 1. He gets those, and he's going to spend all of that right away to he'll get 3 boosts. And a break as well. So we'll see how that helps him. So he's still got 6 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he is good there. So he's going to come out here as well, right behind orange. So our players are not out of this yet. Finally, we have purple, who's going to move 1. She will gain that repair. 2, 3, and she's going to spend those to get some boosts. She's still got a couple breaks, so she's in good position there. So she's just going to spend it all on boosts. And 4. Now, unfortunately, she had the transportation or the teleportation potion, but she's in the wrong lane. She won't be able to spend that this turn, but that's all right. She's still close enough. So, all right, that's the end of the round. Our players will move back in, and let me change that weather. All right, so back into yellow to start it off. Yellow is still in the lead. Move this over here. So with yellow, she's going to move 6 spaces. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. So let's see, where was I? Right here. I was up top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll move there. All right. And that will finish off her turn. She's trying to hold on to that lead. We're going to see what happens. And with the fox, the wolf, he's moving 8. So he's going to move 1, 2, and he's good on the curve. 3, 4, 5. Then he's going to drop his rocks. 1, 2, 3. 6, he'll get his repair. 7 and 8. So he's still closing in on her. Let's see if he can get there. Over to the goblin to go next. Our goblin is going to move. Goblin's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 onto the spike trap. He didn't want to avoid it. That would have taken him too much. So he's going to lose 2 of his front tires. Luckily, he's got the hard tires, so he's okay there. 5 and 6. And then he'll gain a token. And he'll spend it right away to repair one of those. So he'll repair this one here. And then he has got that. So I am going to spend 2 more boosts to move over here. No, let's just do 1. I just need 1. I'll just spend 1, and then I'll throw my rock. So I'll spend 1 of the rocks, and that is going to pop the back tire on the wolf. So he's down just to 1 tire back there. Okay, finally we're on to purple to go. Purple is going to go 8 as well. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And she does not have range. Just came up short. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she doesn't have range. Let's go ahead and spend 2. Yeah, spend 2 to get up there. 1, 2. She'll go ahead and use the slapstick to smack the goblin. That'll do damage to his back, and that'll get her a crystal. All right, so our players are closing in. Okay, so back over to yellow. Let's see how things are going to go. So she played a 7. And she's too far away yet to use any of her attacks. So let's see what we got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. She'll spend that to make up that additional point there to get around that. So she's trying to stay ahead, but she is out of boosts now. We'll see if that pays off or not. All right. Then it is over to our wolf. He played an 8. Ooh, and he's got a teleport. So we'll see if he can get in there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he wouldn't want to do that. So let's go 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he'll have to spend 1 to go here, and then he'll switch positions for that. Does he spend a couple more to pull ahead a little farther? Yes, I think we're going to. Let's move 2 more. and get into that curve. Try to pull away just a little bit. See if it helps. All right, then it is go over to the Goblin next. The Goblin is going to go 8 as well, and he also has a teleport. So he's going to spend 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he does have a diagonal, but he is too far away at this point for that. So I think that'll be all he's going to do. Finally, over to Purple. Purple also has an 8. So she's going to move in 1 and gain a crystal. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And she will use that to switch places there. Okay. And that is it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and take a few more turns off camera, and we'll be back to finish the game and see who is able to cross that finish line. All right, this is it. We're winding down. The race is coming to an end, and the positions have shifted dramatically. Yellow is falling way behind. She's in last place now, with Purple all the way up in the lead. So let's find out what happens as these last couple tricks come around and the rails are approaching. So with Purple, she played a 6. So she's going to go ahead and move. 1, 2, 3. And entering that curve, she does have the soft tires, so she's okay there. 4, 5, and 6. And she's going to spend a boost to move into that first space, giving her just a little bit more of a lead. She's almost there. Next turn could be it. Over to the Goblin next. He is going 6 as well. He had to play it careful as he's going into that turn, so he's going to have to spend a break as well to be able to clear that, as he does not have soft tires. So then he's going to move 4 more spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to need a big boost here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces away. So he's going to spend his final boost to move ahead 1 more space and see if he can get there. All right, over to Orange to go. Orange also had to play it safe, as he is also coming into that curve. And he is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. He gains that crystal. And 5. He has 1 boost as well, but he doesn't have... Well, he could slime. No, I don't think so. So he's going to hold on to that. And then finally it is over to Yellow to go. And she did pop her turbo. So that's going to let her move 9, because we are still in snow conditions. And that allows her to avoid those ramps as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So she just pulls ahead slightly of Orange. Okay, this is it. Final round. So we'll see what Purple gets here. If she gets something good, this could be it. All right, so let's find out what she's got. And it's a 6. So, and she's on red. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. She crosses the finish line. So that is the end of the game. Our Purple player has pulled it out at the very end. She was able to get just far enough ahead to make it work. Let's go ahead and see if any of our other players got close. So she finished off her turn. Over to our Goblin. He would have moved 6 spaces. So 1, 2, and he would have wiped out there, as he does not have the hard tires. So that would have wiped him out. And then we're over to Yellow next. She had a 5. So 1, 2. And then she would have been able to teleport. So 3, 4, 5. And she's on green, so she would have had to spend that break in order not to fall there. And then over to Orange. He also had that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he could switch with her. And Orange did also have he had the blue, so moving in there, he would have fallen and had to been placed back out here as well. So that is it. Purple has won. I hope this helps you decide whether or not you want to back this one on Kickstarter. If you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comments section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Or swing by the Kickstarter's main page, drop any questions you have there as well. I'm sure the creators would love to hear from you and are more than happy to answer any questions you have. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos and leave me feedback on them. I do appreciate it. I take into account everything you say to make the best possible videos. And until next time, I'll see you later.